Hey everyone, this is Janine with Cook Pray Slay, and welcome to another episode of Cook and Chat. I'm so excited today, guys, to have my dear friend, the amazing Apolonia Cross, with us today, and I'm so excited to share this awesome recipe, guys. We're doing homemade tortilla chips and a delicious mango salsa. So before we jump in, I want you guys to meet Apolonia. She's an amazing online lifestyle and wellness planning mentor, and just I love the content that she puts out. When Apolonia and I first met, we instantly connected, and each time we meet up, it's just amazing conversation. So welcome, Apolonia, to the show. I'm so happy you could be here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, take a moment. I want you just to kind of introduce yourself to our audience. Just kind of let everyone know a little bit about you, what your background is. Guys, she has a beautiful family, so definitely share a little bit about your family and just how you started with your journey in your career. And you are a mompreneur, so definitely kind of give us a little bit of insight on how you got started.
Yeah, sure. So my name, like she said, is Apolonia Cross, and I'm a lifestyle and wellness planning mentor. And I'm a mom of four. My oldest is 12, and my youngest will be 1 in July. So busy all the time. And my journey with starting my wellness planning mentorship and just my brand, which my company is Plan Her Way to Fit. Behind that is I love using planners and journals. I just kind of always have as a kid. And then as an adult, and I started getting into more of exercising for my own personal health and wellness goals. And it also helped me with my emotions and my anxiety that we all kind of struggle with as moms. And so I really wanted to create this company and this service that really embodied those two things, because people don't realize how important it is to use planning whenever you are trying to reach your health and fitness goals, even if your health and fitness goals has more to do with your mental health and your emotional and your spiritual health versus just exercising and eating right. Those are great attributes, but that's just on the surface level. So with my company, that's what I really focus on, is helping teach people how to use their planners and journals to improve their self-care while they're also managing all the things that they need to for their busy family, because as you guys know, it's a lot. So
yes, it is.
we need more than one planner to keep it all together. So
Absolutely.
I use planners, all the types of, well, not all the planners, but just about. I'm a serial planner and serial journal user at a time. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to create a program and a course and provide products that really helped people learn how to do the same for themselves.
Awesome. Gosh, wow. Guys, I mean, it's just great, like just the alignment, even just, with Cook, Pray, Slay and Plan Her Way to Fit, which is Apollonia's company, and just what all the content and just amazing inspiration that Apolonia provides on her socials. It's just, there's just so much alignment there. So that's why I really wanted to have her on the show, because really what it is that we do is just encompasses everything about just helping other busy women out there manage their lives. And so with Cook, Pray, Slay, obviously our focus is to help moms master cooking for their families in a way that's healthy, that's going to be friendly to your pocketbook and to your budget, but just, being just more intentional about how we eat and how we're feeding our families. So all of that, it just encompasses it all. So I'm super excited to have you on, and we're going to talk a little bit more about just some strategies and tips of just how we can just keep it together. Because as you know, like what you said, it's just a lot. We're balancing a lot, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So, but before we do that, let's jump into this recipe a little bit. You ready?
Yeah.
Yay! So guys, like I said, we're making some homemade tortilla chips. So these are actually one of my favorite things to make, because first of all, you know what you're eating. Like I just, you get corn tortillas from the store, but we're making these ourselves. And honestly, like after I make these, like I just don't even see myself purchasing tortillas from the store. Like they're that good. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do that, and I'll just go over the mango salsa, some of the ingredients we have. But just for the homemade chips, all we need are the corn tortillas and some spices. I have some chili powder here, some ground cumin, and today I'm using kosher salt. You can use sea salt. You can use any kind of salt. Himalayan salt works really well as well. And then also you want to have a cooking spray. I use olive oil, like a olive oil. If you've got avocado oil, you can use that. Vegetable oil, it really doesn't matter. So let's get to it. We're going to go ahead and cut our tortillas, and you can cut it with a normal knife. I've got a little hack where I use a pizza slicer, and I'm just going to go ahead and quarter it. If you like your tortillas on a smaller side, you can cut them smaller. We like them a little bigger here, so I'm just going to quarter it.
And I've got mine already pre-cut.
Look at you. You are prepared. You came prepared, girl.
I try.
I love it. I love it. I love it. My only suggestion is if you use the pizza cutter, you don't want to use like more than, you don't want to like stack more than 3 tortillas because it does get a little bit difficult to cut. So
gotta use your biceps, girl. No, elbow grease it.
Are you snacking?
I am just a little bit.
That's okay. Look, I'm a snacker while I cook too. Own it, right? It is what it is.
You gotta taste what you're feeding people.
What?
I said you gotta taste what you're feeding people to make sure it tastes.
Of course. Of course. Quality control, that's what I like to call it.
Exactly.
Quality control. You want to make sure your food is, has that high quality, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my baking sheet. And I've already lined it with foil for easy cleanup. Easy cleanup. If you don't have foil, you can use parchment paper. But this is just a really easy. Oh, and you also want to look. She's got to go. Apolonia, why don't you take over? Okay. We're going to go ahead and spray our pan, and we're going to just go ahead and just lay our tortillas out on the pan. And this is just such a fun recipe, guys. This is really great for kids too. It's simple, not a huge mess, and it's done in no time, literally. So this is a really, really fun way to get the kids involved. Apolonia, do you get your kids involved in the kitchen with you when you're cooking?
Yes, like my little one, my 2-year-old is always trying to cook with me. Yesterday we made beignets together. She rolled them out and was trying to put them in the fryer. Wait, nope, that one I have to do. But my boys, they're not really into it that much, but I try to give them at least like 1 day a week to where I'm like, no, you guys are trying to cook, or it's not trying, you guys are going to cook.
Right.
So that way they learn how to cook and fend for themselves and trying to, make sure they keep their wives. So that way.
You know what? I am so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that because I feel like as parents, one of the most important things we could do is to teach our kids how to cook. Right. Or at least, like do something in the kitchen. And, they may not appreciate it now as a kid, but certainly when they become adults, they will absolutely appreciate it. So it's a life skill. Mm-hmm. It's a life skill. And yeah, so I'm really glad you said that. So after you've got your chips laid out, I'm going to go ahead and do another spray over the chips or the tortillas. They're not chips yet. And what we're going to do is take our spices. I've got my cumin. I'm going to go ahead and put the cumin over. And guys, if you're not a big fan of cumin, you can skip this part. And I've got some chili powder. And depending on how, spicy you like it, like definitely, this is definitely a preference thing here. So, some people just prefer to put the salt on it and that's that. And so I'm going to just
prefer my chips too. Just the simple salt. Most of the time.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Our oven has been preheating. Oh, what do you have?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was asking, are you using regular salt or Himalayan salt? It doesn't matter, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. I'm using coarse kosher salt today.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use Himalayan salt. You can use sea salt. My original recipe, which guys, I will have a link for the recipe down below in the description. Otherwise, you can visit cookpraiseflay.com for the full recipe. This is kind of like a varied version, but you can use, like for that recipe, I had sea salt, but again, you can switch it out. That's why I love this so much, because you can just adapt it to whatever you have at home. So any salt will work. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw this in the oven. Our oven's already been preheating, and I'm going to put this in for 8 minutes at 350 degrees. Let me set my timer here. All right, so I've set my timer for 8 minutes. And
starting now.
We'll go from there. So now we are ready. Are you ready to start on the mango salsa? This is the fun part.
What are we starting with first?
Let's start with our mango. Let's do that. Ready?
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead, and so guys, I keep reminding y'all, I'm not a trained chef, so my knife skills don't come from me, okay? Like, don't come for me with the knife skills. I'm just a home cook. But what I do, sometimes mangoes are just so tricky. So I just like slice it first, like on each side, to prevent cutting into that seed. And then we'll just work our way around once we get to the middle of that seed. But I just find this just so much easier. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get a smaller knife actually now. If I can find one.
That tip, because I'm not a mango cutter. Mangoes don't like me.
Mangoes
don't like me.
So once I've sliced it like that, I'll then cut it in half, and then I'll score it. And then I'm going to grab my bowl here. I score it, and then I kind of cube it. And then I will take the skin part and just slice it down there. See that? And it'll just come right out already diced.
Okay, let me try that, because mine, I'm about to fight with it.
Yeah, like I said, it can be a little tricky. To be honest, I wouldn't worry about it too much, because it's a salsa, and so they don't have to be perfectly chopped. They don't have to be pretty.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, see that?
You got my cutting skills all getting confident in them, because this was not working the last time.
I feel like the more you do it, the easier it gets. And like I said, just don't put that much pressure on yourself.
Do you cut your mango really small?
Excuse me, these are kind of diced a little on the smaller side. You can definitely have them larger if you want larger chunks. For a salsa, consistency, I kind of like them a little bit smaller. But again, it's really up to you and what you like. Folks who follow me kind of are used to hearing me say that, like, just do what you like. There are no rules when it comes to cook, pray, slay. It's all about you and what works for you guys. So there's no one size fits all. But yeah, so mine are like kind of in, I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me see. Kind of like diced like that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but again, there's no particular way. It's up to you and what you like to do. So tell me, what kind of are you a meal planner, number one, which I already know, I think I know the answer to that. And if you are, what kind of meal planner? Are you the type of person that's planning out for the whole month? Do you do per week? Do you do bi-weekly? What does that look like for your family?
Well, right now, so I used to meal plan for the whole month, and that got difficult because budget would change, paydays would change, and just lifestyle changed. And so that didn't work out that good. And so now I do weekly because it's just a lot easier to manage.
Yeah.
I can go based off of what we actually have versus constantly buying a bunch of stuff that we don't need.
Right.
Wondering where the heck the money went. And that's another thing is we've been on our debt-free journey. I know you and I've talked about that because you guys are on the same. So
right.
My husband was like, yeah, I think we should do like this and follow how this girl is doing. With her meal planning, she meal plans once a week, goes to the grocery store once a week, and that's it, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right. So it's a process. It's a lovely relationship, but that's what I've been working on. And so far I like it. It forces me to like look at what I have already and get creative versus just trying to start from scratch. And it actually does help it helps you make the meal planning go by faster because you only have a certain amount of things, and so you got to use what you got.
That's right. Absolutely. And it's funny you say that because I'm also a weekly person. I feel like I have a little bit more control over that. And to those who do the monthly planning, y'all are some rock stars, for real, because I can do it. I can't do it. But no, I totally understand where you're coming from with that. And I just know for us, you mentioned, as far as like watching your budget and going through the debt-free process, that was something that's what just kind of got us into meal planning, is just recognizing how important that food budget was when it came to like, our debt-free journey as a whole. Mm-hmm. And so it forces you to look at those habits that you're making, those like weekday drive-through, trips to the drive-through, or just ordering out or whatever. It really forces you to look at that. And then it's just like, okay, wait a minute. Like either we're spending an additional $500 a month on takeout, or we can meal plan, get control, figure out what, how much we're spending, how much we want to spend on food, and how much we can like realistically budget for food for our family. Mm-hmm. And we could take that additional $500 that we're like spending on pizza and drive-thrus, and we can like put that towards debt. Right. So you start thinking in a different way. So that's what kind of, really just catapulted us in doing this. And that's what basically like jumped Cook, Pray, Slay off. So I totally agree with what you're saying. And it's so funny, right? Because meal planning allows you, it gives you so many options. I just recently said on one of my lives that it's not a one size fits all. So every family's meal plan is going to look completely different, and how they meal plan is going to look completely different than how we do it.
Alexa, turn off.
My chips are going off. I'm going to go ahead and check on them right now. Yes, Miss Jordan. All right, so mine are coming along really nicely. I'm going to go ahead and flip them and put them back in. I like mine a little bit more on the crispier side. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to flip them real quick and spray the other side very lightly and put it back in for a few more minutes. They are smelling really good. Are yours smelling good?
Yeah. I like that you said spray on the other side. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, I'll just lightly spray it.
And I like that you said too, everybody's like meal planning is different because everybody's budget is different. I know
Right.
for me, I would get like frustrated because I see some people with big families and they're like, yeah, I will spend only $400 a month on groceries. I was like, there's no way. None. Like, I'm sure there's a way, but I'm like, hold on, what are you feeding your kids? And that's
Right.
another topic. And that's one thing of like, I know we're very big that we won't sacrifice is our health. Like, I'm not going to sacrifice our health and go on beans and rice and all the bad food just because it's super cheap. Like, because
Right.
we're going to pay for that in the long run with our health.
That's right.
And so
And
if you're budget, you know, and stay in a certain budget, you have to figure out what works for you and your family, just like you said.
Absolutely. I always, you know, like to just remind families that, you know, I feel like you can have it, you can still be very budget conscious without sacrificing, you know, like making healthy choices. So we can, that's a whole, I mean, we can go on and on about that.
Right.
Can't we? Like,
that's a whole nother video.
Absolutely. All right, so you've got your mango all chopped up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start with let's go to our avocado.
Okay. And I got mine pre-cut.
All right.
I think I might cut them a little smaller.
You can dice it up a little bit. Avocados are another fun one to cut, right?
Right. Well, actually, I really like
Not as bad.
I don't know why. I do, though. I don't like cutting boiled eggs. Boiled eggs are a pain.
Yeah, those can be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Those can be tricky. So, what are some like must-have meals in the Cross household? Like, what are you guys like? What's on rotation right now? Is like there's something like in particular that you guys have to have like every week, or what does that look like?
Tacos.
Did you say taco? Tacos.
Yeah. Tacos.
So you guys do the taco nights or just?
Yeah, Taco Tuesday for the most part.
Taco Tuesday.
I don't like tacos like that. Like, I'll eat them. It's nothing wrong with them, but I get tired of tacos. So we do like a taste of Mexican Tuesday instead. And so
I like that.
Like enchiladas, or do chicken enchilada soup or stuffed bell peppers or something
Ooh.
Mexican
influence.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea. We've been into the bowls lately, like
burrito bowls.
Yeah, like a like Chipotle bowl or whatever. Like we do a copycat version of it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's easy. It makes you forget how much you spend when you actually go to Chipotle.
yeah, I mean, those are so easy, and I'll just make kind of like a bar with all kinds of toppings, and I'll just let my kids pick out whatever toppings they want. So, do you guys like have any special like dietary needs in your family?
No, we don't have any food allergies or anything like that, but depending on like what me and my husband's like health and fitness goal focuses are, sometimes he wants to do more of a vegetarian or more pescatarian. So I'll make sure to focus on doing more of those types of meals, getting more fish, doing lots of veggies, as much veggies as we can.
Yeah, that's really good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Do you do
Allergies.
fresh mostly, or do you do like a combination of fresh, frozen?
I prefer fresh, but I'm leaning more, especially for the budget wise. I'm trying to do more canned and frozen just because it'll stay a lot longer.
Yeah,
But I do prefer fresh. But as you know, with fresh, it's a little bit more expensive than frozen.
that's true. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. No, I totally get it. I prefer fresh as well, but frozen is like comes in second, and people kind of get the idea that frozen isn't as like nutritious as the fresh, which is not true. I mean, in most cases, the nutrients are still there. It's normally like flash frozen, and so you still have those nutrients in there. So definitely, and it's so much easier. Like with fresh, you have a very short window of time, and so it's just it goes bad. Yeah. So I'm with you on that. So do you have tomatoes as well
Yeah,
for yours?
and actually I had it in my bowl cut up, so I've been putting like the mango and the avocado in it.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you are very prepared. So if you want to go ahead and what else do we have? We've got some jalapenos.
Oh
You
yeah.
have that. We can add the jalapenos in there. Also the green, or not the green, the red onions. Oh, and my oven's going off again. I think my chips are done.
Yeah, I think mine too. Let me check them.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
mine
mine
a
are,
little more actually. I like mine halfway burnt.
yeah, I know you said you like yours pretty done.
Yeah.
I think mine are pretty good. They're nice and crispy, so I'm just gonna let them sit for a little while. It smells so good. Smells so good. All right. So I'm just gonna continue. I had some grape tomatoes that I had left over from another dish I made, guys. So again, this is why I love this snack so much. And this is actually perfect summer, like this perfect summertime outdoor grill type thing. So versatile, so very versatile, and just super addictive. My family absolutely loves this. So I kind of want to pivot a little bit, pivot our conversation. I mean, I can go on about food all day, but really what I really wanted to do is kind of pick your brain about just managing in general, because it's been a year like no other. And luckily, it seems like, like things are getting better. It's a little bit more hopeful that, we've got a vaccine. Things are starting to open up. But I feel like, at least for me, and I don't know if you kind of experienced something similar, but I feel like I've gotten so used to just being inside, quarantine, just in that mode. I'm almost finding it difficult to get out into public again. And so I wanted to kind of see from you, like, have you experienced that, or, have you talked to maybe some of your clients who are experiencing the same thing, just kind of just anxiety going back into, like, as things open up, almost that feeling of, you know what, I'm good. I don't need to go. Because I do know at the end of the day, like, that's probably not the healthiest outlook either. Like, I can't just be stuck indoors 24/7. Although I feel like I can if I needed to, but like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I feel like it just depends on your situation. I mean, for me, I work from home and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So, and I'm in stay at home with 4 kids. And before, before our 4 kids during COVID, we also were raising our 3 nieces. So we had 7 kids in the house.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so, I mean, for me, I'm sick of being in this house. Because I don't like, normally if I'm by myself, I don't mind. But when you're in a house full of kids, it's an anxiety attack. I'm constantly triggered with my emotions, trying to fight, snapping, trying to stay calm, and all of the things. So for me, it's a little backwards. I have talked to quite a bit of people who are like, I'm worried. I don't want to go outside. But I think you just kind of have to first understand what it is that you're really afraid of. Are you afraid of going outside because you're going to catch whatever, catch COVID or anything else? Or are you afraid to take kids inside for that? Or are you afraid to try something new and different because you got used to something new? So you have to kind of really assess exactly what it is that you're afraid of, so that way you know where it is that you need.
What you need. Yeah. No, that's such a great point. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that makes total sense. And so you mentioned, I mean, at one point you had like 7 kids under your roof, and that's got to be extremely stressful.
Yeah.
How did you cope with that? Like, how did you just? Because I know you had those moments, girl. I mean, I know one of your. Oh my gosh, guys! So she just shared a moment earlier this week with her babies, and one of them had gotten into. Was it the flour?
She got into a bottle of cornstarch.
Oh my God, y'all, covered head to toe, completely covered up. It was just
insane. Both of the girls. So the 2-year-old who is coming downstairs right now, but the 2-year-old and the 9-month-old, both covered in cornstarch. It was all over the couch, all over the table, the floor, and I just started busting up laughing. Like, in that moment, I could have totally been upset and pissed off, but for me, because I know, like, I get very highly triggered and my anxiety pops in. Come on, baby. Come here.
There she is.
She's making her debut, guys. But
I love it. Oh, she wants mommy. Oh. All she wants is mommy.
Oh, that's it.
I love it. Guys, this is real life here. This is why I love this so much, because this is real life. Maybe she wants to cook. No, she's just tired. She's just waking up. She's like, look, y'all got to give me a minute. I just want my mommy right now. I just want my mommy. So guys, I just want to let the audience know what I did here. I just chopped up a red bell pepper. So I put in my red bell pepper. I'm not doing the whole one. I just did like a half of one. It was a huge red bell pepper. So I added that and my tomatoes, and I've got some red onions that I'm going to add in there as well. So go ahead, Apolonia. I just wanted to let the folks know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no worries. I'll add my onions too. But yeah, no, like I've struggled with, managing postpartum depression and anxiety and all of that. And so I just do my very best to make sure I'm very conscious of what's going on. What can I help? What can I help? And one thing versus I've been working on is like the words that I use and my mindset attached to the words. So struggle, hot mess, all of those things, like versus me constantly saying, being a mom is such a struggle. I've been saying being a mom is very entertaining, because it is.
Yep.
And so when the whole cornstarch situation happened, I was just like, well, I grabbed my camera, started filming it, and was cracking up laughing. Because, I mean,
I
it's
love
that
it.
down and what's going to be the most beneficial for me and also for the kids. You know, it's
That's right.
you know, I got 4 kids. My 2 older ones, you know, when I was younger, I had them and they didn't get the calm as much, you know. Postpartum
Right.
depression was very new in the very beginning, so I didn't really understand how to manage it. So
Right.
this time around with our next set of kids, I've been really trying to work on keeping that in mind and refocusing my mindset and reframing those things. So
Right.
depending on how, you know, you've been feeling during this whole quarantine, I would highly recommend like do some soul searching, grab a journal. And this is why, you know, I have my company, but grab a journal, grab your planner and start jotting down your thoughts for the day and your mood. So that way you can understand what triggered you to cause cause you to feel the way that you feel. So that way when it happens again, you can say, okay, you can consciously make that effort now because you know what happened. Can you help me get tortillas out the oven? Yeah.
I love that. That's so important in that and that's how journaling. I mean, I'm a journaler as well, and just writing that down and just seeing those triggers and what caused you to feel that way or react that way. It's very powerful to see it on paper, and that's coming directly from you. So I really like that. It's really good advice. I'm going to go ahead and I cut up just a little bit of jalapeno. I don't want it too spicy, so I'm going to add that in there. I also have some cilantro that I'm adding in there as well. And like I said, guys, you can dump your favorite ingredients in here. So I have some corn that I just have some canned corn that I just took out. So I'm going to dump the corn in there as well. And I have fresh lime juice. If you don't have lime, that's no problem. You can use lime juice from the bottle from the store. You can do that. I had fresh lime, so I just squeezed that. And I'm going to go ahead and add that. And look at her. She's chopping one-handed. Oh, girl, you are the bomb. She's doing this with one hand. She's like,
Real life, this how it be, y'all. This is on a daily, multiple times a day.
Yes.
It's what it is. Okay, this is the new normal, like visually now, you guys.
Really is.
I appreciate this, and I appreciate other mompreneurs who are like, no, it's totally fine, because especially for the moms who are struggling at home and they feel like they have to be perfect and the kids are constantly well behaved, constantly clean house. Honey, nope. It's not always that way. It's not. Right. It's totally.
And we see the best moments on social media. And that's why I love your Instagram so much, because it's so real and it's so raw, and people need to see that. I just feel like there's always these like images of like the perfect mom, and like everything's perfect and everything's perfectly laid out, and you've got this clean, pristine kitchen, and that's just not real life. And so I love that you allow your community to get that peek of what it really is to be, like a mompreneur, getting it done, cooking one-handed while you're holding your toddler and getting it done,
My shirt, let's just do it all today, okay?
Oh my goodness, I love it. It's just real life, so I appreciate that. It's very genuine and relatable, which we can't get enough of that. So that's really awesome. Y'all, I'm going to taste this because, I'm a taster. Yum. I'm going to add some salt. And with this, guys, this is kosher salt. Again, you can use sea salt, Himalayan salt. If you want to add, if you like that heat, you can definitely add some more chili powder. To me, this is perfect though with that drizzle of salt because that lime it just makes it pop. Like all of the flavors, the sweet, the little bit of spice from the jalapenos, it all just comes together so nicely. It's so good. All right. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Hi, you hungry? Oh, no, she's not having it.
No.
Nope. You got to give me some more time. I just woke up. I just want my mommy. That's all. All right, I'm going to get this out of the way here.
I think I hear the other one, so it's y'all. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to grab some of my chips here, and I'm going to try it. How's your salsa?
I think it needs a little more salt for sure.
Yeah, I had to add a little bit more salt to mine too.
I think a little more lime juice too, because it just seems a little on the dry side. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, add a little bit more of lime juice. I probably added. It was probably a couple of tablespoons of lime juice. I like it a little bit on the tangy side.
Mm-hmm. I think it helps with the flavors too.
It does. It does. It brings out all of the flavors. I'm going to grab a chip.
All right. While you do that, I hear the baby crying now. So let me run upstairs to go grab her real quick.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
While you do that, I am going to taste this. Oh my gosh, guys. It smells so good. I'm going to taste it with the chips. Here we go. Yum. So good.
Yeah, so she's already acting like she sees food and she starts to growl. So she wants her.
She's ready. She's ready for her taste test.
You see? She's ready for her chip. You want your chip?
She's like, I want some.
No. You don't want your.
She's still yawning.
An avocado? No? Okay.
Not yet. Maybe later. Maybe later.
But yeah, it's good. It just needed more of the lemon juice to bring out more of the flavor.
To bring it out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good. Well, I really hope that you guys enjoy that snack. This is going to disappear here very shortly after this is done because my kids are waiting. They're waiting off to the side, so for sure. So definitely, I want to let you go because the girls, they are just ready to have mommy all to themselves. But before we do that, just remind everyone how they can find you, follow you on social, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, so you guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at apolonia.cross or on Facebook as well, or actually on Instagram it's Apolonia_cross, as you guys can see it on here. You can also find me on YouTube as well. I have a YouTube channel, so I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you guys want to check out my shop, go to planherwaytofit.com.
Awesome. Do you have any like products coming out anytime soon or this summer? Anything for us to look out for?
Yeah, so I do have my my next digital subscription box will be coming out, which will have different printables, affirmation cards, journaling prompts, and printable stickers as well. And I may go ahead and include some actual stickers too that you can do print to order. And so those will be coming out for summer. And I will also be launching my wellness planning course too. That's going to be coming out more than likely around the end of August.
Awesome. Some exciting things going on, girl. I'm so excited to just see the growth and all the new things that are coming your way. So I'm excited to hopefully be a part of some of that stuff. We've got some more collabs to work on, so I'm definitely excited about that. And so, girls, I think they're enjoying the salsa there.
Yeah, it's kid friendly, guys. See?
Look at that. I love it. I love it. I may have to invite you guys back on the show to do like a kids cooking episode. That would be fun.
Yeah, and I know she would like it. We talked a little earlier about doing some beignets, so maybe we'll have to do those. Have you had those before?
Like a kids cooking?
No,
Have you
eaten beignets before?
No, the beignets. No, I have had them before, but I've never made them. So we definitely need to talk about that. We might need to do another collab on that.
Yeah, maybe everybody, whoever watches this, you guys like throw out some ideas and we'll take them into consideration.
Definitely. Guys, just DM us, send me an email, reach out, just let us know what ideas you guys have. If you want to see some more collaborations between Apolonia and I, that would be so much fun. So I'm down for that.
Right.
So thanks again for coming on. Thank you, girls. You are being such good girls. I hope you enjoy the salsa, and I'm sure we'll see each other again soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cook and Chat, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Mm-hmm.